G'day guys, it's Kim from Creative Scenery here. Today we're going to look at making sculpted hills, and I'm just going to show you my technique, which works quite well. Anyway, as you might have noticed, it's a bit of a messy business, so look at doing this process in an area that is, that you can mess up. Your spouse is not going to like you if you do this in the middle of the lounge. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So this is the end result that you're looking for, a nice naturally sculpted hill. So obviously we start with a base of polystyrene, reasonably high density stuff. You'll need a craft knife and one of these little chef's butane torches. Okay, the first step is to carve the polystyrene into a reasonably natural shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and probably go 2 times. Right, I'm going to state the obvious here. I've got a brand new blade in this knife, and it is really, really sharp, and that's the reason I can cut such nice curves and shapes in the polystyrene. Now, I'm cutting towards myself a lot, and what's not clear in the 2 times image is I am being incredibly careful. If you're confident you can do this quite safely, I've been cutting polystyrene like this for ages and I've never cut myself. Like there, I am very careful when I've got a big piece to cut that I'm cutting away from me, so if the worst happens, if the knife slips and gets away on me, it's not gonna cut me. So yeah, once again, be very careful whenever you're cutting towards yourself. Always use a sharp box cutter or craft knife blade, because it's actually less dangerous. You're less likely to need excessive force and to have bad things happen. But yeah, so by that I mean slipping, pushing too hard and having the polystyrene break out unexpectedly on you. Yeah, the sharper the knife blade, the better. It's just safer. But yeah, always thinking when you're cutting polystyrene, because it can give way unexpectedly and you can get yourself hurt. Okay, that's the safety briefing out of the way. Now some points on cutting polystyrene. Now I use a sawing action with the craft knife rather than trying to push the blade through, and that's because if you try and push the blade through, you end up sort of bulldozing it, the blade through, and breaking up the polystyrene in front of the knife. Whereas if you saw, you end up cutting through the individual polystyrene balls and end up with a much better finish. Okay, the next step of the process is to use your butane torch to slightly cauterize the surface of the polystyrene. Now, we're not wanting to melt the surface back to oblivion. We want to be real careful here, and so we're just going to gently wave the flame over the surface. And when I work my way across the surface, I'm going to try and work down in the direction that the water would flow, because you will create slight indentations and contouring with the flame, and it can be used to quite a nice effect to create a natural sort of water-worn texture. Okay, so this one's a pretty simple torch, just a click button on the back, and as you can see, I'm just gently waving this over the surface. It doesn't require much to give it a slightly harder surface, which is part of the reason that we're using the torch. It creates a much firmer surface to work on, and once there's a bit of textured paint on here, it's gonna be quite firm, quite strong, and you won't have a lot of the issues that you would with naked polystyrene. Okay, well, I'll carry on. And as you can see, it's pretty quick, and if you're doing it right, painless. I'm just going to hit the crest of this ridge to bring that down a bit more. We don't want to have it too exaggerated, and smooth out that a little bit. But yeah, it's quick, painless, and produces quite a nice effect. So we might come back and show you more, probably in another video, with adding the textured paint and finishing off the terrain square. Okay guys, thanks, bye.